the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I hope everybody is having a great day. Make sure you hit that like button on your way in the building. Let's go ahead and get that knocked out. We got a lot to go over, a lot for this show. So make sure that you punch that like button. Hit it right now. I hope everybody is having a wonderful day, man. 153 already in here. That's what's up, man. But let's get 100 likes, y'all. I hope everybody's blessed. It is Tuesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Make sure you show up to the round table tomorrow night. It's only respectful. We done dogged them for all the W's we were getting. Now it's time to take our L. So don't be like them. You know, when we lose, they want to hide. Let's show up tomorrow and keep our head high and to let them know we still good, all right? But what's going on? Bentley don't get timed out. Oh, I don't know what's going on. How about your Skyler? Oh, I'm good with Skyler. I'm good with Skyler. He got to be better, but I'm good with Skyler at this stage and what he's put on the field so far. We're gonna actually try to do some all 22 tonight or tomorrow. Pretty much on Skylar Thompson. We'll get a good look at that. Good luck tomorrow, TD, on the round table. I'm all good. You know, we take L's. It happens. You know, we take losses. It happens. But the goal, man, is still to get in these playoffs, all right? I miss Fitzpatrick. Bring Beard back. Trade Bridge. No. I mean, he on TV now. He good where he is. And Bridgewater all right, too. It's just the NFL did us dirty with the Bridgewater injury. I'll say that. They really threw our team off because they prepared with Bridgewater all week. And Mike McDaniel say he had prepared very well for this game. So it's just unfortunate. One play, we get a safety and they take our quarterback out of the game. But like I said, it is what it is. All right. It is what it is. All right, we got a lot to talk about. We're gonna talk about snap count. We also gonna talk about we received some pretty big super chats yesterday, and I didn't get to hit the topic, so I have to cover those because people, invested their hard-earned money and wanting to get an answer on, somebody said fire Boyer. I'm gonna tell you what I think about that. And somebody sent another super chat that said fire Greer. I want to tell you what I think about that. And whether I agree or not, we're going to talk about the NFL wanting to expand. We also have some PFF stuff that we need to go over. Oh, the PFF stuff is just depressing. And then we got to talk about these Panthers in a rebuild and how Miami Dolphins could potentially take advantage of it. Okay. But before we do, we got to get that like button hit. We got to get that like button hit. Punch that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get started, we got to get that like button hit. Punch that like button. Oh, man. Come on, get it up. Get it up. That way I ain't got to beg all night. TD best YouTuber talk. I don't consider myself the best. I just consider myself one of the guys that provide content. I let y'all decide whether you enjoy the content or not. Everybody's content ain't for everybody. I got a lot of people that really don't like my takes. But, and only disappoint, I don't care. But the only disappointing thing is when people argue, but they don't want to have an intelligent conversation and just come on the show and talk through it. You always got to get into insults and all that crazy stuff. But, those are bird brain people. It is what it is. TD just did a humble brag. Yeah, something like that. Oh, my brother in the building. He done popped up, man. We got a celebrity in the building, y'all. DDW, the homie. He said, my man, what up, brother? How's the beautiful baby doing? And the wife, they're amazing. Baby girl, she is just a handful. I mean, she's great. She sleeps a lot. I've been having her on my streams a lot the last few nights, like me just holding her in my arm, me streaming for hours, and she sleep the whole time. It's working for me, so I might have a whole new method here and give the wife extra breaks and stuff, man. And Doug, man, I'm gonna hit you up, bro. You've been saying we got to do something soon. I'm gonna hit you up. We're gonna do something real soon. All right. I also got to run some stuff by you, some big time ideas, man. But yes, man. And listen, I was just saying, everybody content ain't for everybody, but if you ain't subscribed to Dougly Do Wrong, you're missing out. I mean, you're gonna always get every bit of Miami Dolphin news. I mean, every bit. He doesn't miss anything. And you ain't got to be bored out your mind with TD for 3 hours. He's gonna explain it to you quick, let you know what's going on. So go check the homie out, man. At Dougly Do Wrong. And he in the comment section. Click on his avatar and you can go subscribe to the channel, man. But yes, man, I'm glad you're over here, man. Happy to see you, bro. And I hope all is well on your end too. I'm going through those young baby girl pains that you went through already. So, and I know it ain't over for you, but at least you're on the better side of it. It's, that every hour or two checking and doing this and that. So that's what's up. TD Daddy Daycare Talk. Hey, by any means necessary, man. Let me see if this like button is up. Yeah, we got it up a little bit. All right, so let's get started. But Mitch McKinn said, do us a favor. Start saying what yard line we on. Got you. Somebody told me that before. I gotta get that in, at the 30-yard line, And if I don't get it on every play, I'll try to be more frequent doing it, all right? And listen, y'all, those who got advice and things that can make the stream better and make the production better and make my analysis better, stuff like that, I love. So before the hounds come, be like, bro, stop trying to tell him what to do. No, I love that type of feedback because it helps me give a better production. I got a lot of truck drivers. I got people that's working. I got people that can't use their hands, can't see, and they got the earbuds in at work. We got security officers at work posted up, got the earbuds in, listening to the game. I got to do the best I can, you know. I hear it all the time, man. So everybody don't have the accessibility. So I do the best I can, man. So I want to make it a great production for them. All right. But let's get started, man. Let's get into the show. Y'all holding me up, man. You're holding me up. You can't hold me up like this and start getting mad, people mad, and then I start getting more haters, you know. Military, yep. Military people, all that, man. So do the best that I can. Y'all give me a second. Let me open this vent because it's a little hot in here. I closed it the other day because baby girl was in here. I didn't want to freeze him. All right. All right. Let's get started. Let's get started. Let's get started. All right. So first thing first, snap count. I gotta be honest with y'all. I had a whole sheet on snap count in my analysis, and I just lost it. And I'm gonna see if I let me see if I still got it right here. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Hey, man, I had it. Y'all, it's gonna have to be on the next stream because it's on my other computer. That's why. All right, but we're gonna go over snap count, the Gesicki situation, and what it tells you about the team and stuff. But I also don't want to go too deep into it because there were a lot of injuries, so it may not be a true reflection of what they're really trying to do. All right. I think the chance Skyler starting Sunday is high. What about you? Maybe we can go ahead and get into that now because the video is titled. The video is titled Miami Dolphins latest Tua Tagovailoa estimated on return and more. So, okay, so this is what I'm hearing about Tua Tagovailoa. He is not expected to play this week unless somebody in the Miami Dolphins. Let me say this: Tua Tagovailoa is in protocols. Just like I've been telling y'all the last few days, the protocols absolutely make no sense for him. He's feeling fine. He hasn't shown any symptoms, X, Y, and Z, but they're still almost tripling his time to get to each phase. Why? Because they just want to. Not because they have to, because they just want to. Unless there is some other significant injuries that they're also, working on as well. People tend to forget that he wasn't concussed versus Buffalo. It was his back. Well, if that's true, he got a back injury. It was his neck. Well, if that's true, he also got a neck injury. His ankle. Well, if that's true, he also got an ankle injury. Don't forget that. The Miami Dolphins said he wasn't concussed. It was his back, neck, and he got an ankle injury. Okay, whether you believe that or not, the Miami Dolphins still telling you he got those 3 knickknacks. He still got those 3 knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. So, with that being said, we still have a hurt quarterback. Now, do I think he's going to be out long term? Let's rule that out. Let's rule Tua Tagovailoa being out more than 4 weeks. You know why? Because if he was out more than 4 weeks, they would have placed him on IR. So that automatically tells you right there, he ain't gonna be out. He ain't gonna be out past those 3 trash games we got after the Vikings. He'll be back within those 4 games. But it's also highly unlikely that he will play this weekend because he is still in protocols, just like Teddy Bridgewater. And from my understanding, I'm expecting Tua Tagovailoa to return Sunday night versus the Pittsburgh Steelers on national television. I am expecting him to return Sunday night versus the Pittsburgh Steelers on national television. And I am terrified of it. Why are you terrified of it, TD? Because, man, I'm just got to be honest with y'all. I made this comment last week, and about 70% of y'all said yeah, and 30% of y'all said no. I said, when Tua takes a sack and gets hit by a D lineman and hits the ground, right? How many of us keep looking at our TV screen, like looking at him and seeing if he's okay? Like, oh, okay, he all right. Like, think about it. Tyreek Hill can get slammed to the ground right now. Ooh, Tyreek got slammed hard. And you just your mind just keep going on. Like, yo, Tyreek just got hit hard. Man, that was a hit. Like, yeah, nothing to think of. He got hit hard. It is what it is. But when I watch the game, every time Tua get hit real hard, I be like, okay, he up. He look fine. When you have that built into you, there is a sense of fear in you that this kid could get hurt at any time. And I'm not just making this up. Well, y'all tell me, do y'all feel that way? Every time he take a big hit in a lineman to bring him to the ground on top of him or whatever it may be, does it give you a little anxiety? Does it give you a little worry? Like, is he okay? Oh, okay, he all right. Yes or no in the comment section. Yes or no in the comment section. Because maybe it's just me. And, you know, my haters are known to say, you know, oh, you just over-exaggerating everything. Maybe that's the case right now. But y'all tell me. Y'all tell me. And that's why I'm terrified. I'm not terrified just because he can get hurt again, but I'm sorry. Nobody can unsee what they saw versus Cincinnati with them fingers. Nobody can unsee that. So if you had anxiety before that, oh man, it's way elevated now. It's way elevated now. And I gotta be honest with y'all. Call me a hater or whatever you want to do, but truly deep down inside in my spirit and how I feel about Tua Tagovailoa, because whether you believe it or not, I care for the kid. I want the best for him. Man, I don't want to see this kid have one of the major ones on the field. I don't want what I saw versus the Bengals. I just don't want to, like, I saw what I saw versus the Bills. Ooh, woozy, stumbling. Oh, okay. Back, whatever you want to call it, right? I saw that versus the Bills. I'm like, oh man, he's out of there. Then I saw what I saw versus the Bengals and how much worse it was. I don't want to see what's worse than that. That's what I mean when I say it. I'm absolutely terrified. And I ain't trying to be controversial, but y'all know TD controversial anyway. Against the Pittsburgh Steelers, Brian Flores. Oh my gosh. Against the Pittsburgh Steelers and Brian Flores on national television, I ain't sitting here trying to say Flores want this kid out. But boy, oh boy. Like, Flores is a good guy, in my opinion. I know a lot of y'all that probably trigger y'all off real. To me, like, from a spirit standpoint, I think he's ultimately like a good guy. He's just a tough coach. You know, he one of them guys. And in today's NFL, that doesn't vibe with everybody. And I get that. But there's also this sinister side where Flores like, nah, I'm about to end his career. I know that ain't the case, but still, I don't want the Pittsburgh Steelers to be whacking him all over the field. Because let me tell you what, if he keep getting hit, the problem I have is they are making an example out of the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, you've seen a little sprinkle of it in the NFL, but trust me when I tell you, this NFL, these owners are not happy that this happened. Do y'all understand the ramifications and the can of worms that were open just because all this crap happened? The NFL is not happy. And they showed us they weren't happy by putting Teddy Bridgewater in a concussion protocol when the man was perfectly fine. Ain't nobody and their mama can justify him being in the concussion protocol right now. Ain't nobody can justify Teddy being in the concussion protocol. But they made an example. Yeah, I believe so. It ain't fact, but come on. This is what I believe. They made an example out of us. They do not like what happened. And they are not happy with Tua, in my opinion. And for them, they would, I'm telling y'all, I mean, the NFL, y'all don't understand how big business work. They rather get rid of the headache than address it. They rather get rid of the headache than address it. And let me tell you the frustrating part about it. Now some teams can look at it like this. I'm telling y'all, this is what's going to start happening in the league. I don't care what nobody's saying. This is what's going to happen. You're going to have a first quarter, a quarterback just shredding you up. And all of a sudden, they're going to come put that whack hit on you like all you got to do when you hit the ground is be like, oh, man, that was a good one. Let me get up. Up, you out. Bye. And they ain't going to do that to every team. You know they ain't going to do that to no Josh Allen. They even do that to Brady. They ain't doing that to Mahomes. They ain't doing. You know they ain't doing it ever. But Tua Tagovailoa, oh, my gosh. But listen, he can come play the rest of the year. I think they're going to sit him out two more times just for protocol, just to make sure. Just from taking a little, if they sat Teddy out, you don't think they're going to sit Tua out the first hit he take? I'm telling y'all, man. And that's why Tua, I don't think he'll be back in his first game, but he will be back in that Pittsburgh game. But unfortunately, it's going to be on national television for the world to see. And let me tell you how, and let me tell you, and a lot of this that I'm saying, at least right now, it's just me in my head, things that I believe are realistic. So don't take it for 100. It's just TD going on here. This what I think is happening spew. So people don't get mad at me. TD trying to say no. I'm telling you up front. This is me going on my little spew. And don't make it a fact. But I'm telling y'all now, Tua get hurt on national television. Any sign of concussion and he out. It's basically giving the entire league the green flag to pile up on him and say you ain't built for this. It's giving the entire fan base around the NFL and the NFL the power to then jump on top of him and say, you ain't built for this. And yet some people don't think that these things are that cynical sometimes. When they want you out of here, they can get you up out of here. I am telling y'all, you think the NFL happy what happened to him? And it ain't his fault. But it doesn't matter. That was a huge blow for the shield. Think about it. It's concussions. This is a thing that is really affecting grown men's lives down the line in a way that is actually should be illegal. I'm just keeping it 1,000 with you. CTE is something that affects people's brain in a way that if you are allowing anything that could cause it, should be illegal. So the NFL is not happy about bringing attention to this at all. So that's why I feel like this is a delicate situation. Now, there is a situation where he doesn't play the Pittsburgh game and he plays the week after. And a lot of people ain't going to want to hear this either because they hypocrites, but I'm going to say it anyway. Because they only want to see Tua do well. There's only one other scenario that may keep him out even another week. That's if we go out here in the Vikings and Skyler or Teddy, if some miracle happened and he clear protocols and Mike McDaniel say you ain't practiced all week, but we going to throw you in to start. If they come out there and just ball out and win the game and have an amazing game, that's the only way that they may feel like, hey, we could give it another week for Tua. It's the only way. But I think he'll be back versus the Pittsburgh Steelers unless we just get an amazing historic type performance from Teddy and or Skyler or whatever come Sunday. Now, shifting gears a little bit to Skyler. And Teddy. Skyler had his shot for me. Y'all know me. Listen, at the end of the day, you get another shot, you ball out, my narrative will change. Okay. But right now, I feel like being a 7th round pick, first of all, you don't even get many opportunities. You had one. I understand the circumstance, and I'm not ignoring the fact of the circumstance around him was horrific. It was the worst O-line performance we had in in 50 years. Okay, whatever you want to call it. But let's not sit here and act like he didn't leave things on the table that he had an opportunity to get himself. Because I got to be fair to him, just like I am with Tua. But the thing is, if he can figure out a way, if he does get another shot, he going to have to be great. I told y'all before the game, he can't just have a good game. I don't care. I know he's a rookie, though, TD. I mean, let's be real. He was a 7th rounder rookie. Your expectations are unreal. If a rookie want to be a starter in this league, that's a 7th round pick, like he said in the interview early last week, then you have to rise to the occasion, and people got to say that ain't no rookie. You gotta freaking Tom Brady this thing. You gotta freaking what's his name? Russell Wilson this thing. You gotta Dak Prescott this thing. And if you're lucky enough to get another shot, you gotta go over and beyond. It is what it is. Y'all sitting out here, I understand the excuses for Skyler. They're all relevant, just like the excuses were in the past for Tua. But y'all sitting here acting like Skyler got this leash where they're going to develop him to be the starter 3 years from now. That's the hope, but when you get your shot, you gotta help them justify it. When you get your shot, you got to do something out the norm that helps them justify it. That doesn't mean it's over for him. He's still going to have opportunities. But regardless of the circumstance, you got to figure out ways to at least take advantage of the things you can control. I understand the right tackle got blown up, nobody open. Okay, I understand that. I don't talk about those plays. I don't talk about the plays where the O-line was trash and this and that and there was nothing you could do. I only talk about, God dog, that man was wide open and you threw it behind him. Man, you had the guy going out in the flat and you sailed it short and we didn't get the first. That's all I talk about. What you can control. So I'm sorry, miss me with all the excuses because I'm not grading him on the ones where it wasn't his fault. I only grade quarterbacks on the ones where they had control of what happened. Same way with Tua. I've been consistent. It ain't going to change now because I believe in Skyler. So Skyler had his shot. Hopefully he get another one. If not, it is what it is. Now, Teddy, I'm worried about this Teddy situation. Not from injuries or anything like that, because Teddy's fine. But I'm worried about him playing for, there's a sense of me that does rather Skyler play for sure on Sunday over Teddy if Teddy is cleared on Sunday. Because Teddy's eligible to be cleared on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. He can go through all the protocols. On Thursday, he can get to stage 4, and that's a non-contact day. The problem I have with considering Teddy being QB1 is the fact that he ain't playing. He ain't play. He in protocols. He ain't getting no reps. He ain't getting none of that good stuff. None of it. He's no contact. No chemistry. You know how you want that week to prepare with the team? He ain't going to have any of that. Skyler's going to be getting the reps on Wednesday and Thursday because Teddy, at the stage in the protocol, he's not allowed to. And that's where the issue comes for me. So if the NFL says, okay, it's Sunday, we checked Teddy this morning, he's clear to play, I don't think that's the best course of action to start him. At the end of the day, I think you go out there and you go ahead and put Skyler out there and let him play versus the Vikings, and that's going to be tough too, especially if our O-line, oh my God, I don't even want to talk about them. But yeah, that's the thing with Teddy. Now, one last thing on Tua in this regards of when he come back. There is a possibility Tua can clear protocols for this Sunday, but I think we all see the writing on the wall. They ain't letting that happen unless we just shocked on game day, right? You know what I mean? But this is favorable for Tua as long as he can stay healthy. This season felt like his NFL versus Dolphins. this season, I mean, this situation could be favorable for Tua as long as he can stay healthy when he get back. Let me tell you why. If he does come back versus Pittsburgh, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. We should win that game. The game after that is what's the team? What's the trash team name again? I gotta look it up. I don't know why. It's the bum team after them. It's the Steelers. Yeah, it's the no. Okay, no, it's the Lions. Wait. Where am I? No, it's the Steelers, then the Lions. These are bum teams. And then you got the Chicago Bears. See, what that could do for you when you come back, that could get you 3 wins in a row. Keep that Tua mojo going that everybody believe in, which is crazy to me personally, but they believe in all Tua does is win. Keep that mojo going. When he come back, 3 wins in a row, see, this is why we need him. We should beat those teams regardless. And that would help him. He's still going to have to go through that gauntlet after that, but that'll be a good look getting back in everybody's good graces because once again, it ain't Tua's fault he was concussed and all of that stuff, but I'm sorry. This is a part of his evaluation being available for his team this year. Because no matter how you want to slice it, if we miss the playoffs by 1 game, it still comes down to Tua not being available for his team because it's always something. But those 3 wins would definitely uplift his stock. But we still got to figure out a way to fight and get in the playoffs from that point. Still have to. But in order to do that, ladies and gentlemen, our defense is going to have to play better. Our defense is going to have to play better. They have to. We can't win these games if our defense don't play better. I still rather Sky start over Teddy. How's he going to improve if he ain't playing? Let Skyler get experience. Teddy doesn't improve our chances to win anyway. I'm not opposed to that. But let me be clear with y'all. If Tua come back, our defense is going to have to play better. They're going to have to. They're going to have to play like they played in the New England game. They're going to have to play like they played late in the Baltimore game. I mean, even though they didn't play great in the Buffalo game, they still didn't give up many points. But we need our defense to get better, man. They're going to have to play better, especially if this narrative that, all Tua does is win is going to hold true. All he does is win, if that's going to hold true. And I explained that to y'all yesterday. Because, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, I am sick of that narrative. I ain't going to lie to y'all. TD personally hates this false, fake narrative that Tua the reason why we win. Look, every time he play, we win. He's not the reason his record is what it is. And any real football fan needs to go ahead and make the admission our defense is the reason why we won. Why he has all those victories. And I told y'all this last time. Look at last year. How many wins did we get last year with Tua? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wins with Tua last year. Tua got 8 wins last year. How many losses? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm not even going to count the Buffalo game. So say 4. 8-4. That goes CB83. Our defense been mediocre since last year. No, sir. No. And when our defense was mediocre last year, we were losing games. Let me prove it to you. Let me show y'all something. Matter of fact, let me put it on the screen. This is why I hate that fake, false, lying narrative out here that Tua is the reason for all these wins. Hopefully you can see the screen. We all know last year, the first game of the season, we won. Tua did not play well, 59% completion percentage. That one interception he had blew the game if it wasn't for Xavier Howard. We know that. He wasn't the reason we won. X was. Game 2, 1 of 4, started out looking, it was bad. O-line was terrible, but we lost. Tua wasn't in there. We lost 3 weeks in a row. Why is it that when Tua came back, we lost again versus Jacksonville? We lost again versus Atlanta, the 2-pick game. And we lost again versus Buffalo. 1 interception, no touchdowns, and 53% completion. A little like Skylar Thompson, right? But I want to we got to pause right here because the defense was giving up points then. The defense was trash. See, when the defense is trash, even Tua can't win. See, when the defense is trash, even Tua can't win. And them 3 games right there show you. Because guess what? In week 8, when we lost to Buffalo, Brian Flores went on that podium and he said, we're about to play a different style of football. We are about to change it up. And right at that very moment, watch this win streak, y'all. I want y'all to pay attention to this win streak. We beat Houston. We only gave them 9 points. Offense was still trash. It was without Tua, but it was trash. But we won because the defense gave up 9 points. Now, don't say Byron was out because Byron was back in that losing streak, if I'm not mistaken. But the defense only gave up 9 points. And we won without Tua. Without Tua, this is the start of the run. The run started without Tua because the defense, 9 points. Now let's go to the next game when Tua comes back in at halftime. The defense gave up 10 freaking points. 10 points. And he gets his first win. It wasn't a start, but still, Tua came in, lit it up. We on a win streak. Even though they say it lit up, but it was 61% completion percentage, no touchdowns, no interceptions. But 10 points, y'all. Then the Jets, 17 points. Remember that pick he threw when we were down? The Jets had the lead on us in both games, and Tua didn't have a good game. He the one who threw the pick, and they scored off of it. But we still held them to 17 regardless of their score on after the pick. 17 points and turning the ball over, and they scored. So the defense started this win streak. Let's move forward to Carolina. Wow. Don't get me wrong, Tua 87% completion. I thought this was a phenomenal accurate day. 1 touchdown, but 10 points? 10 points by the defense allowed? They only allowed 10 points. And by the way, go back to this game, and the defense scored twice, if I'm not mistaken, in this game. Take away them 2 points, and we in a dogfight at the end because our offense couldn't do nothing. The defense only gave up 10 points. Moving forward, the Giants. Oh, once again, defense only gave up 9 points. Look at this win streak, y'all. I want you to pay attention to this win streak. What really stands out? 9 points. Now we go to the Jets game. We give up 24, but the truth is we really only gave up 17 because Tua threw a pick 6. Tua threw a pick 6 in that game. And another pick that they scored on. But it wasn't a pick 6. So the defense balled out. It ain't their fault about the pick 6. They would have held them down 2 under 20. And somebody said he made up for it. But what if the defense wasn't balling out? That's the point I'm making here. Y'all make it seem like when Tua play, we win. No, when this defense balls out, we win. Come on, TD, our defense sucks this year. That's my point. Now we go to New Orleans. We win. Held them to 3 points. 3 points. 1 touchdown, 1 pick. 3 points. And we all know what happened in Tennessee when our defense was trash. Our offense was also trash. Right back to the normal. Soon as the defense start getting broken up on, our offense follows suit. We only scored 3 points and they put up 34. There's a correlation here. 47% completion, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. And we got the nerve to talk about Skyler game. Then the last game of the season, the New England Patriots, which was a solid game, but they had already clinched the playoffs, had all their backups in. Mass their work, still pick on me about that. 109 in that game. 33-24, we win. But all we do is win because of Tua. Get out of here. This defense, if this defense doesn't lead the way, this team is nothing. We going to get 4 or 5 wins max if the defense don't lead the way. The only reason we went on that stretch last year was simply because of the defense. If that defense would have kept playing this trash zone like Boyer doing now all day, we would have had 6 wins last year. It wouldn't have been no, all we do is win. He would have been closer to 500. So that whole narrative, it really escapes me. I'm sorry. But that whole narrative, it really escapes me because that's all people have to go back to. The kid wins. Look at his record. Stop. It's the freaking truth. The defense. And let's not go back to games that we won where the defense did their thing and we had to bench Tua and put Fitz in. Don't even start there. The year before, more of the same, the defense leading the way. Let's be honest here. And what we saw in that Patriots game this year was more of the same. In the Baltimore game, more of the same until the second half from blown coverage. I'm just keeping it a buck now. Straight blown coverage. Just stupidity on the defense. Like if we were the Ravens and another team would have came back on us like that, everybody would have been saying fire the defensive coordinator. How in the heck do you leave Tyreek Hill single one-on-one with a rookie? How do you leave no safety back there when we're up and they're coming back? Every Dolphin fan would have been going crazy about our defensive coordinator and how he just straight blew the coverage at the end of the game if the shoe were on the other foot. But since the shoe's not on the other foot, you want to ignore it. You want to ignore it. Somebody say, you're just bad that Skyler didn't ball out. No, I ain't. Skyler played like trash. Therefore, so far in the NFL, he's been trash. See, I fall in love with a player like many of you do. I love this team. You play like trash, you're going to get called trash. You play great, you're going to get called great. It's that simple. I don't get in my feelings whether somebody do good or bad. I just tell you what it is and what I think about it. Maybe you should try it. So watch this. Let's try it real quick. Let's try it. Skyler played like trash. Everybody in the room, say it with me. Skyler played like trash. That shouldn't bother you because he did. And I understand the circumstances around him. At least my definition of trash, because I see you in the comment section, EM saying Skyler didn't play like trash. I know what you mean, but my definition, trash. You ain't do nothing. Ain't nothing to mount to it. Now, let's do the same thing with Tua. Remember the Tennessee game? Let's see if any of you got it in your heart. Tua played like trash. Can you do that? Do you have it in your soul to be honest about that? See, let's just be fair. That's all I'm doing this week. I don't mind you and anybody dumping on Skyler, but make sure you give that to Tua when it was time as well. Because I expected, after that game, I expected to be one of the only people saying Skyler to play like trash. I expected a lot of y'all to make the same excuses you made to Tua and argue with me about. But look at the O-line, TD. You just hate Tua. I was expecting a lot of y'all to be like, look at the O-line. It was worse than Tua ever had, TD. You just hate Skyler. I was looking for you a Skyler hater. But why ain't I getting that? I'm curious. Why am I not a Skyler hater this week? Because a lot of you exposing your loyalty. It ain't to the Dolphins, it's to Tua Tagovailoa, and that's it. And it's embarrassing. And many of you call yourself Dolphin fans. I respect anybody who, bro, you being hard on Skyler. Bro, you hating on Skyler. I'll respect anybody who say that. But everybody who hear me saying this and they going right along with it, that wouldn't keep that same energy with Tua. I don't know how they real Dolphin fans. I just don't. They not keeping the same energy, only when it benefit Tua and when it hurt anybody who threatens his job. So that's why I've been doing what I've been doing for the last 2 days. That's the only reason why. Because Skyler a Dolphin. I ain't gonna lie, that hypocrisy. Y'all could jump on a 7th round rookie, but give a 5th overall pick a pass. Please. PFF came out and said Skylar Thompson's condition with the O-line was the worst in 20 years. The Dolphins ain't never had a grade so low on the O-line play. Worse than Tua ever had in any game. But that don't matter. Oh, y'all wanted Skylar. Oh, y'all think y'all proving a point. You're not. He play like trash too. Ain't nothing gonna change with me. But come on, man. That's at least, like, I would respect a lot of people if they kept that same energy. TD, you hating on Skyler, man. Don't do that. I'd be like, you know what? And, don't get me wrong. I had like 3 or 4 people say that to me, and I said, I respect that. I'm only pointing out the hypocrisy. Because I know Skyler ain't play like trash, but he ain't win the game, and he ain't look great, and y'all know me. Just like I say with Tua, trash. You play like trash. No, I need more. Skyler not ready, TD. He ain't. We saw that. Let me ask you a question. Was he supposed to be? Like think about it. A 7th round pick rookie didn't get any first team reps, thrown in after the first play of the game like me. Was he supposed to be ready? But Tua Tagovailoa, first game as a Dolphin, 93 yards, 5th overall pick. I don't even expect him to supposed to be ready, but who was supposed to be more ready? 93 yards in his first start. And I'm hearing today, but that was versus the Rams. I don't care. 93 yards versus any team in the NFL is like, really? I done seen people get picked off 5 times, have 200 yards. Suppose Dolphins fans literally root against the team when Tua isn't in. Yeah, they do. That's being proven. You think some of these same people watching right now was sitting there hoping Skyler did nothing special. They were sitting at home in their living room. Anything, if he got sacked, yeah, he made that one. Like, they were sitting there hoping. Trust me. A lot of them watching right now. Trust me. Because the way they acted after the game, thinking they proving a point. See, the point you were supposed to prove, and it would have been a good point to prove, CTD, when the line is bad and this and that, any quarterback is going to struggle. That was the point they should have proved. But no, they didn't prove that point. They just wanted to say, oh, Skyler's terrible. Tua would have never. Oh, okay. If Tua would have never, then why did we go out and get Armstead and Connor and those guys? Why don't we put him in the same roster he had last year? Let's go ahead and give him the same O-line. And let's see how much y'all complain. Give him the same O-line and let's see how much they complain. And that's your fault, TD. You made us resent you as a fan. Oh, that's your business. That's your business. If if your resentment to me is over you being a fan, then you got to be better with self-control. Somebody's opinions get to you so much that I hope he fails. I hope a guy that I don't know and, I don't got nothing against, but I need to have something against him just to prove TD wrong. Then self-control needs to be exercised. That's actually sad because what you said is actually true. And I know that's what's happening with a lot of people. See, people are on this mission to prove me wrong. And the only reason they want to prove me wrong is because I presented so much evidence that they don't like. And they're looking for their own evidence to say I'm wrong. And it's so scarce to find that evidence that they hold on to moments like this and blow it up and be like, yeah. And that's a problem. That's a problem. Maybe TDPHINSTALK ain't healthy for you. I'm just keeping it a buck. Maybe it ain't healthy for you. If it got you doing things that's out of character of being a Dolphin fan, hoping on players' demise just so that I'm wrong. Or you could just listen to what I'm saying since you're mad that everything that I pretty much be saying is going to be happening. Ain't always right. Wrong about plenty. But a lot of the big stuff that y'all, and here's the funny part of it. Tua's been an average at best quarterback for 2 years now. And a game and a half in y'all head justifies, I told everybody. Yeah, I told them. Man, we done seen quarterbacks go on 4-game unbelievable stretches and don't even play the next year because they bums. And I'm not saying that's Tua. Tua might just light it up all year and be the next Marino or better. Hall of Fame, just best player of all time. He surpassed Brady. I don't know. But he hadn't been. And y'all out here trying to make it seem like a game and a half justifies give him $300 million for 2 years. Like, it's still an evaluation. And I was honest with y'all. I was fair all season so far. I gave y'all real analysis. Tua balled out today. Give him his respect. He deserves it. I was his biggest advocate. Next game comes. Oh my gosh, we did it, y'all. Oh my God, Tua, man. Hey, I ain't saying you the franchise quarterback, but boy, he headed in the right direction. That's all true. Then he ain't on the field. And that goes into the evaluation. I am still right now happy with the trajectory Tua is on from a playing standpoint. I am still happy about that. But now he ain't on the field. That old ugly injury bug resurfaces, and it's a part of his evaluation. And I was like, gosh. So he on the right trajectory, headed up. But gosh, man, engine just keep blowing on the plane. We're at 5,000 feet, headed to 10,000. Gosh, at 7,000, that engine, one of the engines failed. It just keep happening. Just keep happening. And that's a part of his evaluation. So these people, you were just praising him 2 weeks ago. Now you mad because he out? Yes. It's a part of his evaluation. Ain't nothing changed. If you want to talk about X's and O's and Tua's execution on the field, he is better than he was last year. He is starting to head in the right direction. But then what did make me mad from a football evaluation standpoint is how he played right before he got hurt versus the Bengals. Don't forget, let's go back. 3 plays. All you got to do is go to 3 plays in the Bengal game. First play, looking deep, holding the ball, throws it, intercepted. Next drive, looking deep, holding the ball, incomplete deep. Glad nobody was over there because that was double coverage. Why did you throw it anyway? Next drive, looking deep, nobody there, throws it. Luckily, the safety I'm finna get a gift. Luckily, Tyreek put the burners on and got his finger on it to tip it 3 times. And I'm like, what are you doing, Tua? This ain't what you showed us on film versus the freaking Buffalo and the Ravens when you start cooking. You sitting here trying to force it to Tyreek. You got to do, come on, man, get back to that nice, efficient play. And when the opportunity presents itself, take that boy. But you ain't got to start forcing stuff. And that's where he was headed. Then next time, back to pass, holding the ball, he out, concussed. Go look at the all 22 happen 4 times in that first half. And I said, man, this ain't good play. This ain't good play. Patriots game, same old Tua, average at best. The next week, Baltimore, I like what I saw a little bit in the first half, but the second half, balled out, blown coverage, but balled out. Took what they gave him. That's all you can do. Buffalo, okay, I like what I'm seeing. Great execution, doing what he got to do, helping the game, winning the game. He was a part of this win. He did his job. He made some huge plays. Good job, Tua. That's what I'm talking about. String these together. You the franchise guy. Cincinnati, what in the heck? One drive, oh my gosh, he picking up where he left off. He balling right after that first drive. What are you doing?
Daddy, good night.
All right, give me a hug. Good night.
Good night.
I love you.
Love you.
All right, y'all. Go say your prayers with mommy, okay?
No, we all did.
Okay. Super amen, okay?
Yeah, super.
All right, Cammy, leave that alone. Go to bed, okay? What time is it? Oh, y'all. Right on time. Close the door for me, okay? Thank you. Yeah, but that Cincinnati game, that wasn't beautiful at all after that first drive. That first drive, I'm like, yeah, he picking up where he left off. Tua might be this dude. TD, hey, it's time to rethink things. Right after that scripted first drive, he went right back to looking like, who are you? You just trying to force it to Tyreek now, making bad decisions. And then he got concussed. And now he's not there to help his team. And if he doesn't play this week, that means he will miss 2.5 games at this point. So I'm not wishy-washy. I'm just giving you an evaluation week by week on Tua. This is what it is. Suppose Dolphins fans literally root against. Oh, I already read that. My bad. Let me make sure I ain't missing any super chats because I don't want people mad at me. But I did see a member chat, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see about pulling that up. Oh, Color, been a member for 12 months now. 1 year anniversary. Salute to you, Color. He said, I spent the last 4 weeks proving their own argument that Tua has improved, and they still call me a hater. Yeah, like we said, bro, it's going to happen. At the end of the day, some people, they're not satisfied unless they can feel like they proved someone wrong, but they got the wrong one with TD. Every time they come back and say, told you so, what you told me? I told you Tua was great. Oh, after one game, all of a sudden, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL now. That's what you're telling me? Oh, okay. All right. That's what you're telling me. Okay. That's the case. We should have been traded for what's your boy name? That was with Washington. All these one-hit wonders, just like Skyler. He had a great preseason. He might be one too. Has Miami had another QB injured as much as Tua? Y'all got to understand, though. So Tua gets injured a lot, but okay, let me just say this because I'm trying my best not to, bring a negative light on the kid too much. But at the end of the day, the realest of all conversations that need to be had, it's not his injuries. I mean, it's the injuries, of course, but it's why the injuries are happening. TD, you a hater. How can he control a concussion? That man sat back there for 9 seconds holding the ball. Shut up. Don't talk to me about I'm a hater. How can he avoid a concussion? The man sat there back there for 9 seconds holding that ball. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating. 7. Talk about how you can avoid it. You ain't gonna never have a pocket that clean. Matter of fact, the O-line and the D-line look like they didn't even exist when you was about at 5 seconds in the clock. Hike. If you pause the video 5 seconds after he hiked the ball, you think that ain't no O-line or D-line on the field, how far away from anybody he was. And as soon as he seen the guy break loose, start heading his way, get rid of the ball. He want to be Mr. Magic and start backing out like, oh, I can get away from him. You done already had it for 7 seconds, bro. At some point, you don't want to get away. Just get rid of it. And somebody had the nerve to blame the old lineman that held his block for 5 freaking seconds. Somebody argued with me a few days ago, had the nerve to blame the old lineman who held a block for 5 seconds. You you blame the old lineman who held a block for 5 seconds and mad they didn't hold it for 8. You can't make this stuff up. Tua never puts his arms down to break a fall. Tom Brady took the same hit as Tua, and he made sure to block his fall. Tua just goes limp. Yeah. He's like, but he's trying to say, I think when I watch him, he's trying to secure the ball and just sacrifice his body. But God, no, the body is strong. The ball is stronger than you, bro. Secure the freaking body. Secure the body. Screw the ball. I don't care if they get a sack fumble. Yeah, I'm going to talk bad about it, but still, it's better than you not being there. It's better than you not being there. But people had the nerve to literally blame the lineman for his injury. Quarterbacks could only dream of that. And then on top of it, when you get 5 seconds of that cleaner pocket, start running towards the sideline of the wide open field that you have if you're going to extend the play, but you're just sitting there. I'm 5 seconds in and I'm good. Oh, somebody's breaking loose finally. Like it just don't add up to me. I'm sorry. I just can't explain it. It's Tua's fault he is injured. But if he didn't, we would be 5-0. Tell me I'm wrong. I don't know, Kyle. I don't know what we would have been. That Cincinnati Bengals game, I don't know what we would have been. Because let me tell you something. People can get mad at me all they want. Teddy came in and start playing the Tua Buffalo game. Let's be honest, okay? I know all y'all don't like Teddy and y'all rank on Teddy, and I do too. But Teddy actually played well in Buffalo. Not Buffalo, Cincinnati. Teddy came in, was hitting the open guy methodically, making them pay, intermediate, short, making them pay, deep to Tyreek, that worked. He was making them pay. But I'm not sure we would have won that game with Tua, and let me tell you why. Go back to the first half. We were struggling actually under Tua with the exception of the first drive, and he had 3 throws deep that should have been picked, and only one of them got picked. He trying to force it to Tyreek. If he would have stayed in that mentality, we might have lost. Because I think Tyreek got to him about the Eli Apple crap. How he wanted to put it on Eli Apple. He wanted to destroy them. And that could have lost us the game with Tua. Taking those deep shots in cover 2 and nobody open. I mean, y'all watch the same game as me. Should he have even thrown that ball that got picked off in the Bengals game? With 2 safeties? No. Should he have thrown the second one that was incomplete with 2 safeties? No. Should he have thrown the third one that was incomplete that Tyreek saved him by tipping it out of the defender's hand? No. So I don't like what I was actually seeing on the field by him in that Bengals game. Now, would he have beat the Jets? That's a tough one. And the only reason I say that's a tough one, here's multiple reasons. We all know what Tua looked like when the line trash. And this line was worse than he had ever experienced on Sunday. That's number one. Number two, this is another thing that nobody is talking about. Nobody's talking about this. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are both playing hurt. They're not even getting the separation like that right now. Go look at the last two games. They're not even getting the normal separation consistently. They're both actually playing hurt, laboring injuries, and they're fighting through it for the team. But they are not at their best. Waddle out there limping all day. Tyreek go in and out of the game more than he ever has. But nobody's talking about that. They just think because those two on the field, we got our full plethora of weapons. Them guys playing hurt. So I don't know if we would actually beat the Jets. And I promise you, the Jets that's the team that actually gives Tua a hard time. They've proven that 2 years in a row. They play him tough. Last year in 2 games, he threw 3 picks to him. And they play a lot. See, they know how to play zone. We don't. So I'm sorry. I can't say we would be 5-0. I would like to think we would. But this old line going. So basically what you're saying is this. As long as Tua play, it don't matter if Armstead ain't playing. It don't matter if X ain't playing. As long as Tua play, we gonna win. No, history ain't showed us none of that. Trust me, you need Teron Armstead on the field. Have you seen PFF? Have you seen PFF? Let me give you some numbers from PFF real quick. Let me help you out. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you the lowest graded players on the entire team. Watch this. The lowest graded players, the 5 lowest graded players on the entire team from Sunday. Number 1, Alec Ingold. No. The very lowest is Chase Edmonds, 30.1. Drop those 2 balls Skyler threw to him. Nobody want to talk about the drop balls either. You know, that's Skyler's fault, right? But drop both of Skyler's balls. Pause. And just didn't play well. But after Chase Edmonds, look at the common theme. The other 4 players that were worst on the team, Brandon Shell, Teron Armstead's replacement, was a 45.3. Second worst on the team. Greg Little, 3rd worst on the entire team with a 46.1. And Ian for Austin Jackson. Liam Eichenberg, the 4th worst player on the team at a 48.7. He's just been atrocious. Atrocious. Way worse than last year. And Alec Ingold was the 5th, the lead blocker, the guy who's supposed to pick up the blitzes. He was the 5th worst player on the team at 53.1. 4 guys who are primarily responsible for blocking were in the top 5 of the worst graded on the field. Come on. And we really want to live in a world that we automatically think Tua would have did much better. That's fine. Another one. Watch this. They even broke it down. Run blocking grades. Look at what the team did on run blocking. And we actually ran the ball well, but it's only because the Jets conceded the run. I mean, you don't concede it, but they stayed in a cover 2, which means we're letting you run the ball. Liam Eichenberg, 53. Robert Hunt, 48. Connor Williams, 47. Greg Little, 28. Brandon Shell, 15. That was the run blocking grades from the O-line. You can't make this stuff up. I've never seen a collection of a unit so bad. We talking about last year. This is bad. Pass blocking grades. Robert Hunt, 88. He was the only one. Brandon Shell, 68. Ain't bad. I ain't gonna lie. Brandon Shell didn't do too bad filling in for Armstead with pass blocking. Greg Little, 64. Connor Williams, 64. And Liam Eichenberg, 47. These are terrible. These are terrible. So now I got to ask the tough question. Now I got to ask the tough question. What was Mike McDaniel brought to Miami to do? I know you're the head coach and he's, produce a winner. But what were the biggest areas that we brought him to Miami and his staff to do? What was the biggest area we brought we brought him to fix? The biggest area we brought him to fix. I gotta bring this up though. I got to. O-line. How in the heck is this O-line worse than the Flores O-line? Why is this O-line ranked 32nd in the NFL? And having games worse than the Flores O-lines? You can't bring up Teron Armstead because most of the time he had Teron Armstead and Connor Williams. Upgrades that Flores didn't have, but still has a worse collective unit. Yeah, we 32nd, Christina. And I don't know the answer to this. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm just asking. Finn's Take with CB83 said because of one game, no, this O-line was ranked 26th before this game. That's still horrible. But that tells you how bad this game is to go from 26th to 32nd. But regardless, even the season being 26th and you got Armstead and Connor Williams and Robert Hunt, make it make sense. And what a lot of y'all don't realize is this. Here's what a lot of y'all don't realize. Well, I watched the game. Tua actually had a lot of good games and had time to throw. And, I thought the O-line did just fine, early in the season, like the first 3 games. What are you talking about? Because you ain't paying attention to football. The only reason we're getting more time is because 30% of our plays, we run max protection. You got double teams on almost every player except Armstead. The tight end, like sometimes you'll get 2 tight ends blocking a defensive end. The right tackle and the guard blocking the tackle, the nose tackle. The center and the other guard blocking another tackle, and Armstead blocking one-on-one. That's why you getting time, but they still playing like trash. The only reason that we're getting time is because of the scheme. And hey, we're here for that. But this is also proof. It's the freaking players on this O-line. You just got bums. We wanted to point the fingers, but the reality is it's the players. It wasn't the coach developing them. Mike McDaniel and his O-line staff ain't doing nothing for Eichenberg. He worse now than he was. He is 2 times worse than he was with Flores now. Now they got real coaches that believe in them that can develop the O-line. Eichenberg out here playing 2 times worse. It's the coaching, it's the coaching, it's the coaching. I kept asking y'all last year, but at what point do we say it's the personnel? Well, we'll find out with Mike McDaniel. Oh, so you got to fire somebody to find out if they were the problem or not in regards to fixing the O-line. Oh, I guess it was the players. Sorry, Flores. It wasn't you. With the O-line, at least. None of these guys. And we out here begging for Austin Jackson to come back like it makes a difference. He ain't been playing good either. He had one good game with like Austin Jackson improving. It ain't, man. Oh, EM said link, TD. Are you up in here? Let me. I'll drop it for you, bro. I'll drop the link. I do want to hear what you got to say. I want to hear what you got to say. If I'm just talking crazy or not. If I'm just talking crazy. Am I talking crazy? Too much coffee, maybe? I smell like money. I know broke people feel nauseated. Nauseated. So what happens then? What do we do about O-line? See, now, I'm glad you asked because now we're in a situation. What did I tell y'all last year, the year before that? I said, you either get a quarterback that requires an elite. I hear an echo, EM. You either get a quarterback.
I'm gonna come back out and come back in.
All right, bro. All right. You either get a quarterback that requires an elite O-line, or you keep your O-line and get a quarterback that can make it work. See, Patrick Mahomes, he can always make an O-line work. Whether he hike the ball and start rolling to the left automatic. See, that's what Andy Reid and them do. See, Andy Reid knows, and they got a solid O-line, but remember, this is what a lot of y'all get mad at me about, and I be trying to tell y'all this, but y'all think y'all be saying I'm wrong. But I'm telling you, listen to me. Some of these O-lines aren't as good as you think. It is hard to play O-line in the NFL. But with some quarterbacks, I want you to notice something about the Chiefs. How many plays a game do they hike the ball and the whole line starts shifting left or shifting right? Like Patrick Mahomes will hike and start running right automatically. No pressure coming or anything. Because that is pass protection in itself. Shift the whole line, have everybody going that way, nobody breaking through. We're going to buy some time. You know why they're able to do that? Because Patrick Mahomes can make off-platform throws. Tua has to get his base right, get his mechanics right, and make on-platform throws. Tua doesn't make off-platform throws. Not consistent. He don't make those. So a lot of these things depend on the type of quarterback you have. There are about 10 quarterbacks in it. No, there's about 7 or 8 quarterbacks in the NFL. They ain't going to be like superstars, but they can play good football with this same O-line. Really good football, even when it's at its worst. And it's the mobile quarterbacks, the guys that can get up and out of the problems. Look at the sack that concussed Tua. 5 seconds, right? Holding the ball with nobody around, the nearest person 10 feet away. As soon as he see the guy heading towards him, the guy was still 10 feet away from him. There's about 10 quarterbacks in this league. You 10 feet away from me. Oh, that's easy. I'm out. Easy. You ain't never gonna touch me. You 10 feet away from me. You ain't ever getting your hands on me. But not Tua. Oh, he coming. No, because he ain't got the athletic profile to just put them burners on. So I believe sometimes it depends on the type of quarterback you have that will determine what kind of O-lines you want to build. Now, the better for any quarterback. The better O-line, the O-line you get, it's going to help the quarterback immensely. But every quarterback don't need an elite O-line. What's up, EM, man?
TD, what's good, bro? How's my audio?
Oh, you great now. You great now,
That's
man.
what's up. That's what's up, man.
You said drop the link when I was talking about how it was Flores' fault with his O-line and all that. But now look at him.
Yeah, man. I agree with you. I think it's it's 5 games. It's a 5-game sample size, and there still is tons of football to be played. But I think it's fair to start having that conversation about the O-line in particular, because I don't see, from a coaching standpoint, like Flores was blamed the last 2 years, and that's fair. That's a fair conversation to have about Flores' inability to put a competent O-line in front of Tua and in front of Tua Tagovailoa. I get that. Mm-hmm. But what has transpired this year is, okay, if it was all about coaching now, you got McDaniel himself, who's known as a quote-unquote O-line guru. You have, star-studded, for the most part, coaching staff, right, with a wealth of experience in the NFL and on the collegiate level. And the players, again, there's no progress, in my opinion, because the only thing that the line overall, like I saw somebody put in, they notated in the comment section that the O-line, was historically bad last year, but it's just really bad now. Well, yeah, if there's any improvement, it might be marginal, but that's due to the benefit of the personnel they brought in. That's not coaching. Those guys were already established players in this league. Flores never had that luxury. He never had Teron Armstead. He never had Connor Williams. You know what I mean? And Tyreek Hill. He never had that luxury. And again, if you look at overall, in my opinion, and again, it's not time to hit the panic button. I want to be clear on that, because you know how this conversation is going to get spun on these other platforms, right? It's not time to hit a panic button, but I think it's fair to start having, I think, a 5-game sample size, right? That's why I highlighted the first 5 games. Not only was going to tell us a lot about Tua, but the offense overall, the team overall, and Mike McDaniel specifically. So I think it's fair to start having this conversation about the progress that we're not seeing up front. Mm-hmm. So again, I know a lot of people, this might rub some individuals the wrong way. The ones that were so quick to anoint this man a genius, saying that the run game was going to be top 10, the O-line is going to be top 10. You remember, we remember all the conversations that was had the minute they hired this man, right? But we're not seeing it manifest itself on the field. We just haven't, if we're going to be honest with ourselves. So at the end of the day, it's not time to hit the panic button. It's not by any stretch. But I think it's fair to start having these conversations about the lack of progress that we're seeing, especially individually with these players, that they were brought in to quote unquote fix.
And people don't see this because they just want to look at the wins. But now we done stacked up 2 losses and they're like, oh, it's only game 5. Stop panicking. Y'all said this last year to us. It's only game 5. Y'all said this the year before. It's only game 5. Y'all got eyes just like us. You see what we're seeing. These are concerns. These are concerns. I don't care if it was game 1. If you see certain things, there are concerns. And when you truly look at it, what have we truly taken this year? Like, give me a game that we took it. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not talking about just laps of the other. Like, I made this point, and I don't know if you agree or not. Mm-hmm. But let's say we were the Baltimore Ravens.
Right.
And we're up by 4 touchdowns in the 4th quarter. What would we be saying if we lost the game the exact same way? If we were the Baltimore Ravens, what would we be saying?
We would say we gave it up. We served it up on a silver platter.
And how?
Defense, defensively and lack of coaching, the whole 9. It would have been spun in a multitude of ways. But at the end of the day, the message is that we would have given the game up on a silver platter, kind of like what Baltimore did.
Exactly. But people have this notion we took it. We took Buffalo way more than this Ravens. That game was actually executed.
I would agree though, but I will say this in fairness to the offense and really Tua overall. Now, this is where I give Tua credit. Again, it's one game that I saw him that I truly felt him this year as a
Yeah.
player. Felt, like to me in the fourth quarter, he felt like the best player on the field at times, the
Well,
majority of the time.
I felt them in both games. I felt them a little in that Buffalo game too. I felt
Well-
like I truly felt them in the Ravens game. Like, oh my gosh, he's actually like you can actually give him a little more credit than what's around him in this situation. Which that's what you need from your quarterback if he's a franchise guy. And in the Buffalo game, I thought it was I liked what I saw actually. I thought it was a great overall game, period. I just thought that he executed well, and it was like he put it together to where I was like, oh man, you give me about 3 more of these, just rethinking it.
I think he was I think Tua played a good game, the Buffalo game.
Now they didn't have any starting corners and safeties and all that stuff. I know everybody.
And you have to take that into consideration. You do. But with that being said, I felt like obviously the fourth quarter of the Baltimore game and then the Buffalo game, not so much because I felt like Tua really put the team on his shoulders in that fourth quarter in the Baltimore game. I didn't necessarily believe that. I didn't necessarily feel that and think that in the Buffalo game. Thought he played well enough to win, but I don't think he put just complete. And again, that might have been due to the lack of opportunities the offense got relative to Buffalo. But with that being said, I didn't think Tua actually, I didn't think he put the team on his back in that Buffalo game.
Well, I'm gonna say this about Baltimore. I'm gonna try to alter what you just said a little, and I don't know if you would agree. You said Tua put the team on the basically the offense
in the fourth quarter.
He put the offense on his shoulder. I think Baltimore put our offense on his shoulder.
I hear you. And that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, my whole thing is, when are you ever going to see Tyreek Hill wide open in a fourth quarter on a comeback, like no defender within 10 feet of him twice? When are you ever going to see that kind of coverage in the NFL, really?
And that is fair. That is a fair take. That is a fair assessment of what, that defense was, I don't know. They had a complete collapse in the fourth quarter of that game. But
we would have been calling for the DC to be fired.
Yeah. Real talk. But you got credit to it. Still made the reads. He still made the plays.
Yeah. You
he
took
still
what they
executed.
gave him.
So, but again, at the end of the day, again, like I said, I just think the offense overall, because if you take away the Baltimore game, if you take away that fourth quarter, what are we talking? What conversation are we having here as Mike McDaniel as a coordinator? Really, and I think it's fair to have the conversation about Tua overall. When you take that fourth quarter out of the evaluation, if you take it out as if it didn't happen, and you're evaluating Tua's game 1 through 4, what type of conversation are we having?
That's a good point.
These are just the facts.
You take that away from Tua, he's average at best again.
These are
slightly above average. I still
I see improvement from Tua.
Yeah,
but I see improvement Tua, but I think that fourth quarter, because he absolutely played out of his mind in that fourth quarter, and I think that's greatly inflated, obviously, his numbers, but the perception of Tua. I'm talking about when you evaluate the games 1 through 4, the first half of what we saw at Baltimore. I'm sorry, at Cincinnati. When you evaluate the complete body of work, and again, this is a 5-game sample size, there's so much more football to be played. But if you take that fourth quarter out of the equation, you just evaluate him accordingly, well, I see improvement, but I don't see the astronomical improvement like people are so eager to jump and say Tua is playing. He's the player. He's that player now based off that fourth quarter where he just played absolutely out of his mind. So, again, we need more of a sample size to evaluate, because if you're responsible, if you claim to be an evaluator in this community and you're responsible, well, responsible individuals, they evaluate the body of work, not just 1 or 2 quarters, not just 1 or 2 games. So we'll see. It's tons of football to be played. But at the end of the day, I like where Tua is. He seems to be in a much better place. I see improvement. I mean, Ray Charleston clearly see there's improvement there. But the issue is, and this is the issue with Tua. Again, what his ceiling, consistently, what is his ceiling going to be? Where is he gonna kind of level off at? Again, and that's where you determine whether this guy can be a franchise quarterback. It's not having the great game, the highs and lows. It's where quarterbacks level off at consistently, what level of play quarterbacks are putting on the field on every Sunday. That is where you judge and evaluate a player, whether or not, and you can determine whether or not they're a franchise guy or not. So we'll see. It's so much more football to be played, but we like so far what we're seeing from Tua, but it is what it is.
So, and I'm not gonna get on you tonight, EM. I'm gonna give you a pass. Like I told you, Travis Kelce was the most important player in Kansas City. Yeah. 4 touchdowns last night. Yeah. That man, what that man got? What that man got? 8 touchdowns this year.
He got 7 catches. He has 7 catches for 26 yards. 7 catches
and
for what?
4 touchdowns. I don't
yards,
care.
Really.
I don't care. Tyreek get 200 yards. He ain't getting in the freaking end zone. Tyreek got 2 touchdowns in 5 games. Tyreek got 2 touchdowns in 5 games.
So
Travis Kelce out here stunting with 8.
He had 4 touchdowns and 3 of them was busted coverages, bro. You really don't have to have this conversation,
do you want to talk about Tyreek's only 2 touchdowns? And you gonna bring up busted coverage?
Man, come on, bro. Really?
No, EM. You want to talk about busted coverage? Both of Tyreek touchdowns was busted coverage.
Stop it, man.
Am I wrong? Was his 2 touchdowns busted coverage? Because them the only 2 he had all season. And I'm gonna be honest with you. That's a disappointment too in Mike McDaniel's system. Tyreek Hill, 5 weeks in, only 2 touchdowns, and they both happened in 1 game. That doesn't make any sense. This man making $30 million a year, and he ain't getting in the end zone.
No, that's a fair conversation to have, TD. I give it to you, but still, again, everybody and their mama knows Tyreek is a more impactful player than what goddamn
I thought about
Travis Kelce is.
I thought about you last night. Did you watch that Chiefs game last night, Him?
I was in and out.
Did you see the play where a corner and a linebacker went out wide? I have never seen this a day in my life. You would have thought the Chiefs were punting the ball. 2 defenders got in front of Travis Kelce, bumping, running his face. In his face. I have never seen that.
Bro, that's how I've seen that. I've seen the Patriots. I've seen the Patriots do that.
I ain't never seen 2 guys like his punt coverage get in a player's face on 3rd down.
I have seen a Brian Flores-led New England defense apply that same approach to Travis Kelce.
Hey, but guess what? I've never seen that with Tyreek Hill.
Man.
All right, then. You got ethered. You got ethered on that debate once again, bro.
Come on, man.
You never beat me in a debate.
Man, you really need to stop. You really need to stop this nonsense.
Look at Kansas City. City. Do they miss Tyreek? Tyreek?
Well, as of right now, no, they don't.
But guess what? Tyreek missing them touchdowns.
I'll say this. 2 of them games, bro. No. I take that back. No, I can't say they don't miss him because bro, anybody's gonna miss Tyreek what he brings. To the table.
Of course, but he ain't stopping the show.
Hang on. 2 of them. Let's contextualize this conversation right now. Mm-hmm. 2 of them games. The Chargers served that game up to them on a silver platter. Okay. The Raiders served that game up to them on a silver platter. Okay. So if they lose 2 of them games, this conversation is completely different right now.
It's not different because the Chiefs lost games when he was there. It happens.
Right, but again, you're saying they completely don't. They don't miss him right now.
And teams serve games on the silver platter to them when he was there too. It happens, bro.
Okay. All right.
It happens. So I'm just saying.
Sit here and say you don't miss Tyreek Hill, bro. Stop.
No, they don't miss Tyreek Hill. They move on without him. They just fine. But I know Tyreek Hill missing them touchdowns.
So if they lost 2 of those, if they lost those 2 games, are you still feeling like they don't miss him?
No, because they still look like they're gonna win their division.
Man, come on, bro. Come on. T.
No,
Stop.
but once again, you got to go to the extremes of if they lost 2 of those. They didn't.
No, well, and that's fair. Okay,
And that's just
okay,
like Tyreek in Miami. That's like saying, oh, the Ravens handed you the game on a silver platter. Buffalo played their whole third string secondary. They handed the game on a silver platter when their whole O-line went out in the game. I mean, we can't do that.
No,
we can't do that, bro.
But again, bro, if we don't have time, well, look at the impact he has on this team. If we don't have him, we don't. You know damn well we don't. Hang on, you know damn well we don't win Baltimore, right?
I get it, but here's the
You
problem.
know damn well. Listen, you know damn well you don't. You more than likely don't win that Buffalo game.
Yeah.
So,
empty calories, bro.
But again, it's not just his numbers, TD. It's
to me, 30 million.
It's not about just his numbers, bro. It's about the impact that he had from a scheme standpoint. How defenses are scheming Mike McDaniel's led offense, bro. He dictates coverage wherever he goes, bro. And again, you might hang on, TD. You might not see, and again, I'm hoping. But as the season goes on, hopefully the offense picks up and you will see right as the season goes on, if health permitting and all of that. I know he's in a walking boot right now. He should be fine according to him. But you'll see the impact of him as the season goes on. You know what I mean? So at least I'm hoping. But, man, listen. To say that you don't miss Tyreek Hill, bro, stop.
They don't.
No.
They don't.
All right. And we'll see. And again, we'll see how the season goes on when teams get more tape on that Kansas City-led offense, right? And they start implementing more wrinkles defensively on how to scheme and take away their strengths. Let's wait. We'll have this conversation in week 10, week 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. We'll see. It's early.
We will. And you'll be arguing the same points.
Okay, well, that's fine.
You'll be like, we on the end of the season. What it end up being? Travis Kelce going to have 40 touchdowns, and Tyreek going to be over here with 6 in week 14.
But again, bro, it's not. They're going
to have to figure it out, though.
It's not just about the number. And again, Tyreek, tight ends get the majority of touchdowns, bro, on the goal line. So you're going to compare, you're going to say a player that in terms of touchdowns, right? They generate the majority of their touchdowns in the red zone, as opposed to a player that completely alters coverage, alters scheme. You're saying that's like more
Travis
impactful?
Kelce. Like Travis Kelce.
Come on, man. Stop it, bro. Stop. That's ridiculous, TD. That's ridiculous. You need to stop, bro. You had this is
bro.
You was doing all right today. You was doing all right today, bro.
Travis Kelce put up 121 yards versus the Cardinals. He put up 109 versus the Bucks. So I mean, he has his too.
The Cardinals are trash, right? Aren't they garbage? The Cardinals aren't they?
Come on, bro. Stop.
Are they garbage? TD. Stop. Are the Cardinals not garbage right now?
Is the Baltimore secondary, or were they not beat up in trash? Was Buffalo's secondary not beat up in trash? They were in a worse position than the Cardinals. They were way worse than the Cardinals.
We're not talking about them right now. We're talking about
Kelce. We compared Kelce and Tyreek. I'm just saying your argument, bro. Listen. Let's get off of that because
what you're saying. So you're saying that what we've seen to this point from our offense from Tua is fool's gold. Is that the point you're trying to make?
Well, no. The point I'm trying to make is we don't know, right? Does that make sense?
Okay.
We don't know.
I just wanted you to clarify.
Don't you always want to play a team at their best so you know what you really have?
Yeah.
No. I'll do you one better. Screw that. I'll do you one better.
I just wanted you to clear that up. That's all.
Hold on. No. You finna clear something up for people, and I need you to be honest. We're gonna ask people.
I'm always honest. What are you talking about?
We're gonna ask EM to have a moment of honesty, okay? And don't sway away from the question. If Buffalo secondary was healthy with their all-pro 2 starters that were out and their safeties and everybody, would we have won that? Would we have won that game? Do you think we would have won that game? I'm just curious, and maybe the answer is yes. But I just want to know from you. The laugh says it all. Now let's go to Baltimore.
No. You gonna give me a chance to finish, bro?
No, you already laughed, bro. I can't take
bro. I'm laughing at you because I know your tactics.
I
I'm
can't take
laughing
that
at you
video.
because I
Yeah,
know your
you know my
I
tactics
know your
because I put you
tactics.
in the
I know
corner
your tactics.
because we talked about this already.
I know what
That's
your
right. You
strategy
know
is
my
right now.
tactics. So
I know
let's
what
go
your
to Baltimore.
strategy is
Let's
right
go
now.
to Baltimore. If Baltimore's secondary was actually healthy, giving up 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, all secondary, would we have won that game?
No, absolutely not, bro. We were down. What? 3 touchdowns going into the fourth quarter. No,
So when you ask me, are you trying to say it's Tua's performance fool's goal?
I just
I
wanted you
don't
to clear it
know.
up.
I just
Okay.
want to see, you want to see a team at their best and how that looks, and
And
then it
I'm not.
matters.
And I'm not. Listen, TD. I just wanted you to clear up that because you went there, not me.
No, I know
You
your
said
tactics. I know your
no.
tactics. I know your tactics.
Oh man! I
Uh,
just wanted you to clear that up. That's all. That's it.
hey,
You know what I mean?
we both have
For the
clarified.
fan
How
base.
about that?
For the fan base, I just wanted you to clear that up. It's always about the fan base, bro. So
Wow.
yeah.
I'm just saying, just saying. Like we could do the
Oh
reverse
man.
of that for the Fins fans. We could do the reverse of that. If the Miami Dolphins were healthy and Tua was healthy, would we have won that game? Would we have
Which
won?
one?
Would we have beaten the Jets?
I think we would have won. I do.
Okay.
I do.
Would we have
Considering
beaten the
how
Bengals?
that one, I don't know. I think it would have been nip and tuck with the Bengals because I felt like a lot of our, not a lot, but some of our fans felt like based off how they were playing in the previous 2 to 3 weeks, well, two weeks, I felt like in the third week, the Cincinnati started to really get back and find their identity based off what we saw last year. And I felt like they started to get their feet underneath them. And I thought it'd be a more competitive game than a lot of people thought initially. But I think that would have been a nip and tuck game. That would have been that would have been a nip and tuck game for me. But the Baltimore game, definitely not. We should have been, again, if they didn't have that fourth quarter collapse, there's no way in the world we should have won that football game. No way.
Well,
And as far as Buffalo, you can make a legitimate argument that if their Pro Bowl safeties, I might add, had played in that game, if they keep in mind they didn't have Tre'Davious White either, not just their safety. They didn't have Trey White either. So you can make a legitimate argument that no, we probably more than likely would not have won the Buffalo game. But I'll take a win, however we get it, however we come by them. I don't give a damn. That's their issue, not mine, not ours. That's their issue. They, their guys are hurt. So, but yeah.
See, let me, and I'm sorry, Em, I got to take a break real quick and expose the hypocrisy. I'm sorry, Fins Take, with CB83, you're the victim tonight of hypocrisy, bro. I want you see this is what I be talking about, Dolphin fans. This is exactly what I be talking about. Well, I want y'all to go ahead and read the screen. Okay?
What? I'm pulling it up right now. What did he say?
He says, since he would have came down to the fourth when Tua plays best, we win that one. Basically, he's saying if Tua would have played, we would have won, right?
Yeah.
Right? Is that what you're reading?
Yeah.
Then why, before I pose the question, because I'm going to be honest with you, I only asked him the question because I knew I was going to be able to set you up in your hypocrisy. This is what he had to say to us, Em, before I asked you that question. Discrediting wins after we've won. Look at the hypocrisy. So we're not allowed to discredit wins after we've won, but yeah, we would have won if Tua would have played.
Yeah.
What says that, bro? Do you see your hypocrisy?
But CB,
this is what they do on this channel to try to discredit. Bro, stop it.
That's typical from CB. We all know CB, bro. No shade at CB, no disrespect, but that's typical CB83's foolishness. We all know that, bro.
Ridiculous.
It is what it is, bro.
We're not allowed to say, well, Buffalo didn't have their starters, discrediting us, but we're allowed to discredit the Jets because we didn't have our starters. See?
And also, this is coming since he want to try to put people on blast, talking about, what he put in the chat earlier. Don't think I didn't see that CB83, but since he wants to go there This is coming from a man that said Chase Edmonds was the number one guy. Chase Edmonds was he was going to be the guy in this offense, right? Pro Bowl level status, better than, and
He
also he said
behind
he was better.
Gaskins on the depth chart now.
Right. And also, this is coming from a man that said that we were going to have Mike McDaniels was going to, fix this O line in year one and make it a top 10 unit. This is what he said. You know what I mean? The receipts are out there.
I
So,
know
yeah,
he was on
that's
the
out
show
there.
with us when he said
That's
it.
out there.
Y'all
CB.
gonna see,
So,
man. We're gonna have a
So go
top
marinate on that.
offense. We're gonna have a top. Y'all gonna see. I'm
so
sorry.
go marinate on that, CB. Real talk. So,
Bro,
but it's typical.
It's crazy to me though. The hypocrisy. They try to make you. People try to make you look bad, but then whenever the shoes turn on the other foot, they show the same behavior, but want to call you out. It makes absolutely no sense to me. But anyway, he said we had a 100-yard rusher last game.
Was it Chase Edmonds? Was that Chase Edmonds? I mean, man.
Nah, it wasn't Edmonds.
Was
And
that
even
Chase
on top
Edmonds?
of that, Mike McDaniel even admitted in his press conference they didn't want to give us nothing deep, and they basically conceded the run. They basically stayed in cover two most of. But remember what I told you preseason, EM? I said, man, these teams playing cover two. Now you were right. At first, they were trying Tua. They didn't want to play cover two. We saw a lot of single high in some of them games,
Mm-hmm.
But again, he made them pay.
But again, for all these people want to credit, we had a 100-yard rusher. Well, guess what? Under Brian Flores, against that same Jets defense with less talent, we had two of our most productive games on the ground. The first game and the second game.
Yeah. That's
so
true.
really what did Mike McDaniels really accomplish? He had more to work with from a talent standpoint, but Brian Flores exceeded his numbers, right? If you're really going to go there. So stop it. Please stop.
Yeah,
That's nonsense.
You're right, because we brought up that Jets game last year where Tua struggled and he had a run game.
Absolutely.
So somebody tried to tell me that earlier today. Well, Skylar struggled and he had a run game. I was like, did you not see the Jets game last year where we actually ran the ball exceptionally well and Tua struggled mightily, regardless, pick six and all? I mean, but at the end of the day, people out here making excuses. I'm just asking y'all to keep it even. Just keep it even. Give Skylar all the same excuses that you gave Tua. And let me be the bad guy. I want to be a Skylar hater this week, and y'all won't let me. That don't make sense to me.
And now let's talk about Skylar if we can, TD, for a minute, bro. I kind of want to, publicly kind of, give my thoughts on what my eyes told me with Skylar. Okay. First off, the narrative that he played trash is not true. That applies to you as well. You wrong for that. I felt like Skylar played like a rookie. He played like, any rookie thrown in, especially the circumstances, right? And all these people want to talk about context with Tua. Why aren't they applying that same context with Skylar? You know what I mean? And for him to be thrown into a situation like that, the third guy, so he prepared as the third guy, not the second or first guy, all offseason. So he gets thrown into that situation. And I thought, if you want to ding him for the interception, I don't think that's really his fault. His arm got hit, which changed which altered the trajectory of the football, and Sauce Gardner was able to make a play on it. The fumble, if you want to ding him for that, I agree with you 100%. He got caught hanging onto the ball far too long. But guess who we've seen consistently do that as a Miami Dolphin? That would be Tua Tagovailoa. So if you want to say Skylar is not the guy based off like that play, and even the tip interception, we've seen Tua do the same thing. But the issue that I have is when it happens to Tua, right, they want to blame everybody else and their mama, right, and give him the benefit of the doubt. But this kid has played one game and are already trashing him and talking about he's not it. And the man did not, considering the circumstances, I thought Skylar did okay. He played like a rookie. He's nerd. You clearly saw him. You know what? When they inserted him into the starting lineup, first thing I said was when they broke out of the huddle is I want to see how Skylar is in a moment. Is he poised like what I saw in the preseason? Because I came away, that's what was the most impressive thing with me in regards to Skylar in the preseason. But I wanted to see if that level of calmness, that level of poise was available to him Sunday, and it was not. He just was. I don't think with any level of consistency, I don't think he was ever comfortable, and it showed on the field. But with that being said, he still played well enough. We were down 19-17, driving in the fourth quarter, potential game-winning touchdown. He puts the ball right in Tanner Connor's hands.
True.
You can't throw a ball any better than that. He drops it, which changes all of the momentum that we had established up to that point, and I think that was the difference in the game. And again, we have to take a 56-yard field goal. Obviously, Jason Sanders, he misses it. The game is over. The game was over at that point, in my opinion. So, with all that being said, for again, 7th-round rookie, preparing all offseason as the third-string guy, I thought he held it himself okay. He just played like a rookie, but he didn't play like trash by any stretch, in my opinion.
I know he didn't play like trash, yeah, but you know me. If we ain't doing good, trash. So I get it.
And that's fine.
I get all the excuses. I get all the reasons. I'm not knocking him on that, but I gotta be fair. That's the same delivery I would have given with Tua, right?
Yeah.
It's the same delivery I would have given with Tua, so he's not exempt. I'm just a little harder on Skyler, in my opinion, because you ain't gonna get.
Why should you be hard on Skyler, though?
No,
Skyler is not even supposed to be here.
Thank you, but you I know you. I mean, you gotta take advantage of the opportunities that may not be given to you later. So if you want to be he said it. You said it to me. He said it in an interview. He wants to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, right? His opportunities to do so are not going to be vast like a first-round pick. So I got to be harder, because in order for you to achieve that, you're going to have harder expectations.
Well, I'm not going to ding him for that. I'm not going to say, I'm just not going to do that. I think, again, I don't think he played like trash. I think he handled himself. And again, I still think, even though it was an underwhelming performance by any standard, but I still think Skyler has the ability to be a starter in this league. I still believe that. That didn't change my opinion from what I saw in the preseason and what I saw yesterday. That did not change my opinion of him long-term in this league. On this team, in this offense, under this coaching staff. That didn't change for me. Again, Tua, we all remember Tua's first game. Tua's first game. So again, these two are nears now. And I agree with you 100% when you made the comment earlier about they were just waiting and hoping, internally that Skyler don't pan out, that he don't, take off and have a big game. Because again, the perception is that his status is going to threaten Tua's status as quarterback number one. We have a lot of that going on. It's ridiculous, bro. They need to stop. They ain't Dolphin fans. Anybody that was sitting there hoping this kid falls on his face Sunday and we're not rooting for the betterment of the team, you're not Dolphin fans. I'm calling all of y'all out. So at the end of the day, Skyler, it's one game. He's going to take his lumps. And you heard Mike McDaniel. What stuck out to me the most, after the game, in Mike McDaniel's post-game presser, you heard him just like I did. He said, this game here, we know at the end of the day, Skyler needs to take from this and learn from it. We have the utmost of confidence that he will. And he said, this game here has not altered our opinion on him in terms of the player, right? That's a paraphrase, but he said, himself as well as the team, we believe in Skyler Thompson. That's what that man said. That's what he said. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to leave it at that.
Well, we'll see. You think he'll get another opportunity to let me ask you that. So Teddy could clear protocols on Sunday, but he ain't gonna have no reps. He's not allowed to practice or anything this week. Would you, if he clears Sunday morning, would you play Teddy without any preparation with the team, or would you go with Skyler, who's prepared the whole week with the team?
Well, I would, if Skyler is preparing, if they're preparing him all week as the guy, and Teddy gets no reps, I would lean more towards starting Skyler. And if Skyler struggles, you always have the Teddy option you can fall back on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Teddy being, not preparing as the guy, all week, it might not sound like much to a veteran, but that's huge. That is huge. And so I just think, again, if they're preparing him as a guy, you roll with Skylar, and if he struggles and if he's underwhelming and you need a spark or whatnot, you always have that Teddy as a fallback plan, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So,
Man, when you gonna be available again, man? Get some of the Skylar film in from the game.
man, just holler at me, bro. You know it. It's a day by day situation with me. You already know that, TD. So just let me know, homie. What, you about to close it down, bro?
Let me see what time it is. Yeah, I'm probably gonna shut it down a little bit. I told the wife we're gonna watch a movie or something tonight, but I got the Skylar film loaded.
What y'all gonna watch?
I don't know yet. But we'll figure it out because we promised ourselves we'll have a movie night because we haven't, because of the baby. So we'll figure it out. But yeah, man, I got the film loaded, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna end up 3 more hours, and I ain't gonna do it. Happy wife, happy life.
Oh well. So you had an opportunity to observe the film, right, from an all 22 perspective. So what are your thoughts about Skylar? I mean, I know I know he left plays on the field. You know what I mean? I know that. All 22 don't need to tell me that. But
he missed some opportunities. But put it like this. Let's go over this one play. This is a perfect example. So that cover 2 really did do a wonder on us the whole game. And let's just look at this one play as an example, right? And I'm gonna pause it after like 1 second. See the guy in motion. All right, the Jets just had everything covered, right? If you start right here, right? If you look at the line of scrimmage, look at the bottom of the screen, you got the safety help over the top on the deep ball at the bottom. Right. You got the guy in the flat at the bottom, got a defender coming over on him. Now you got you got a trips coverage right there with the crosser in the middle that's about to come across, but the safety's already headed downhill. And you see Skylar's about to let it rip, but then he pulls it down because he sees the safety. Watch. See, he almost let it rip, and the pressure in his face, and the safety's coming down. And that flat was never a threat because the linebackers was just sitting there on the other side of the flat. So now you get an extended play. Now you get an extended play, but all you got for options, you got that tight end potentially veering with the safety coming over the top, but it's too late. He hesitated to pull the trigger on that late ball.
And
this is indicative of what it was all day.
Yeah. I agree, TD. And actually, that was a very good play from Skylar. You know what I mean? A lot of rookies, and we've even seen Tua throw an interception like that.
Yeah,
for him to recognize that, absolutely. We've seen Tua throw interceptions over the years. So for him to recognize that and not force anything, I think that was a good play for Skylar, bro.
And for those who don't know what we're talking about, we're going to pause right here. I want you to pay attention to the safety at the top of the screen, not at the bottom. He's ready for that route. He's digging on it right now to come down to the receiver. If that ball flies, it's possibly picked. You see how he closed that gap? See, this would have been an anticipation throw, but the anticipation would have been wrong. Because the safety never bails backwards. If the safety start heading backwards, that ball got to fly. You see the safety break right here? He all on it.
And we see a lot of that play right there. We even saw Fitz struggle with that, right? That very same play. There's a lot of rookies that come into the league that struggle with identifying that over the course of a game, bro. And again, I think that was a good play by Skylar.
That's either a pick or a blow up. I don't know if that's they look like Tyreek.
Well, he did not have much on this play. And see, another thing too, TD, I wanted to say in regards to the Jets, and I told you this privately. The Jets, listen, man, I hate the Jets. I hate every other team in the league as opposed to our team. But give them credit. The Jets are a better team than people give them credit for, I think. I feel. And I said that even at the beginning of the season. You know what I mean? And again, for us to make the assumption that we were just going to line up and blow this team out, we didn't do it. We struggled. We were down double digits in both of those games last year. And again, I know we didn't have Tyreek, but we had the running game available to us in both of those games, but yet we still were down. And also Tua had he struggled. Those were 2 of his games that he struggled in last year. So to think we were just going to line up and just blow them off the field, bro. I think again that was a very irresponsible take, and I heard a lot of people all week saying that, oh, we're just going to dominate and blow it. No, sir. That's a better team than people that a lot of fans should, they didn't take into account on Sunday.
Yeah, but they're not going to, and we know why.
Yeah. So. So,
my bad.
But again, but yeah, when you let me know tomorrow, bro. I'll let you know. Hit me up about I normally break about noon, so hit me up and I'll let you know what or before then. I'll know what my day is gonna look like. Around.
See, I might have to
tomorrow.
I might have to do it. I don't know, man, because I might have to do it late tomorrow night after the round table.
Okay. Like how late?
The round table will be over around 9:30 latest, probably. So but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
That's
one way or another.
That's what's up.
We'll go through the film. We'll try to critique it, rip it apart, and go from there, man. In this O line, man, we got to do better.
Hill, did you did you get a chance? Again, did you get a chance to evaluate everything or just bits and pieces?
No. I've only seen one quarter. I haven't even seen all the film.
Oh, okay.
I just know in that first quarter, they covered 2, man. Everything was locked up. Tyreek and Waddle and them wasn't getting as open as I thought,
Mm-hmm. And again, we saw how teams, and we can that type of coverage right there. We need to anticipate that moving forward because teams are going to start scheme. They saw the Baltimore game. They saw that deep ball that Tua made to Waddle against Buffalo. Teams are going to scheme us moving forward, right?
Covered 2.
They're going to take that away, and we'll see how Tua responds in that scenario consistently now moving forward. We'll see. That's why, based off that 1/4 quarter, people jumping to the conclusion that Tua has arrived and Tua is a quote-unquote franchise quarterback. Again, very irresponsible to take off 1 quarter, off 1 game. So we'll see. Hopefully he responds, and hopefully that improvement that we all see carries over to the season because we're going to need it if we want to ultimately get to the postseason.
Yeah, man, but it's 5 games in. Before we go, though, if you don't mind me asking, so what do you think about this game this weekend?
Oh, man, TD, bro.
Adam Thielen and Byron Jones ain't ready to come back yet. He gonna miss another week. Adam Thielen, Jefferson, and one more guy they got over there too.
Who was that?
It'll come to mind in a second. But how we gonna put up with Adam Thielen and Jefferson? And I'm gonna tell you now, if Jefferson was playing, if X plays, he gonna get toasted by Jefferson anyway. I'm just keeping it a buck. He get toasted. That kid is on a whole new level now.
Here come that X hate.
Hey, you can call it what you want. I've been right for 3 years about X.
No.
We are wasting his prime. Wasting his prime. That's what I'm telling you.
In that regard, yeah, I would say that. But I'll say this. I just hope that groin, and man, those groins and hamstrings, those injuries tend to linger, bro. And even if X plays.
How many groins do you have? I thought it was just one. And because they're saying groins, like multiple groins hurting. I don't know. Maybe I'm just off.
Maybe he pulled it. Maybe pulled it twice. The same one twice or something.
But you're right though, because you told me this 2 weeks ago. You were concerned about X because those injuries linger.
But the thing with Xavier Howard, I'm assuming that he's going to be. Let's say he gets to 75% of himself. In terms of the matchup, the athletic pro size. Hang on. In terms of the matchup, Xavier Howard on a player stylistically like Justin Jefferson. X, bigger body guys tend to not bother X so much. He generally has issues with the smaller, quicker receivers, right? Players that beat you with extreme quickness. Players that are better in the short areas. Not to say that Justin Jefferson is deficient in that area, but that I don't feel based off watching him since he's been in the league, that's not the strength of his game. He's a big body guy. He can get deep on you if you fall asleep, But in terms of the short area, bigger guys, X tends to, if he can get his hands on them, he tends to have, in my opinion, more success with that style of player. But who knows? We'll see. Justin Jefferson is a beast. He's a monster, and he does make me nervous, even with a healthy Xavier Howard. But I think I think this is a game. If Mike McDaniels, if there's ever was a time for Mac McDaniels to get this running game where it needs to be and make it a point to where we can actually lean on it, that we can take some possession, we can take some time off the clock from their end. You know what I mean? We can control the time of possession. This is the game to do that, in my opinion, because they're a high-powered. You can say what you want about Kirk Cousins. You know how I feel about him individually as a player. They have the weaponry on the outside that threaten us now, especially if Byron. Well, Byron is more likely not going to play, and especially
He's
if
out.
David Howard
He's already
doesn't
out.
play.
They said he's out. He
Okay.
ain't gonna be...
Well, that's a major concern for us. So we need to, this is a game where we definitely need to lean on a running game. And if Skyler's playing, you definitely want to be in a position where you're protecting your rookie quarterback. And hopefully we can see more of what we can expand upon more what we saw last week with the Jets. In terms of the run game. But it's going to be, on the road, hostile environment, team, a 4-1 team. They have talent. They match up extremely well with our strengths, right? They're skill position players against our, injury depleted secondary. It's going to be extremely difficult from a matchup standpoint, but I'm not really willing to say that we're just, we're going to get ran off the field. I'm not willing to go there, but, man, it's going to be a difficult matchup for us, bro. It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
But I will say this, though. They better tighten up that run defense for sure. Raekwon Davis graded out. And Raekwon, I got my eyes on you, homie. We all know how I feel about him. Everybody want to make it look like I was just banging the table for Tua, and which I was pre-draft 2020, but equally banging the table is hard. I was banging the table for Raekwon Davis as well. So Raekwon did not have his best day last week. So this is a game to where you don't want to be on a road to where they're absolutely gashing us in a run game like we saw in stretches during that Jets game. So hopefully we can establish our run game. We can minimize theirs, and we can, create some semblance of balance, and we can be somewhat complementary to where we're winning. We can make, the time of possession is more of an even scale, even type of situation. And I think that's our best course. That's our best course of action, Sunday. So we'll see how that works out. But
So what about their pass rush?
well, now that Teron Armstead is not playing, any team's pass rush moving forward is going to be an issue. Because if he doesn't play, we're basically back to the same, with the exception of Connor Williams. We're basically back to the same line that we had last year. We all know how that turned out. We saw how that turned out on Sunday. So moving forward, anybody's pass rush with the absence of Teron Armstead, it's going to be a major issue. Yeah, Skyler's going to be under duress. Teddy's going to be under duress. And when Tua gets back, if Teron Armstead is not coming back, if he doesn't come back, in the next 2 to 3 weeks, he's going to be under duress. So again, this is a time where Mike McDaniel, now adversity is knocking on our front door, Mike McDaniel's front door. See, all offseason, when we're 3-0, everybody want to anoint this guy the mad genius. He's going to be this, he's going to be that. See, you can't determine the character of a coach, bro, when the times are good. When you're up, when you're 3-0, 5-0, 6-0. Have you determined the character of a coach, a player, or anybody?
2 losses in a row. What you gonna do?
Is when adversity comes knocking and tapping you on the shoulder. So now the adversity, guess what? It's tapping you on the shoulder, Mike McDaniel. So now we're going to see the adjustments that you make. Again, injuries are part of football. You should have contingencies already built into your overall structure, the structure of the program. So we will see how he can somewhat, assess the strengths that the players that he has available to him right now and adjust his game plan accordingly. Now we'll see just what Mike McDaniel, who he is as a coach in these next 2 to 3 stretches.
You just broke out at the end. Your audio, it just cut out. But yeah, man, I agree. That's why this win is important. If you can win this game and you can go 4-2, That's huge because I believe we're going to win the next 3 after that, regardless of who's playing. I think that holistically we can win all 3 of those. So it'll be a lot better to go 7-2 than it is to be 6-3. But that's the lift you need, in my opinion. Oh, there you go. But yeah, EM, I was saying I agree that but this is the game he got to prove his value.
Mm-hmm.
You can't prove your value losing this game and we 3-3, and then we play 3 scrubs and you get players back, and all of a sudden he's great again.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now,
that's why games like this are important.
And we saw how, again, say what you want. And again, I hate to keep, see me. Listen, I don't want to start the whole Flores McDaniel narrative, but I think it's fair to compare McDaniel and compare it to his predecessor. Because again, you succeeded him, right? So say what you want about Brian Flores. In the midst of, and we encounter nothing but adversity. The complete teardown in 2019. Follow that up in 2020 with getting off to a slow start. Following that up in 2021, started off 0-7 when everybody left us for dead. How did he respond when adversity was kicking his door in? He responded, right? He responded. The team never quit on him. The team never quit on him. So again, we're not at that stage right now, but adversity is here. So Mike McDaniel, we will see, we'll get a better assessment on who you are. Again, with Tua, if his, stint on IR or not IR, but if his absence is prolonged, possibly Teddy, obviously Byron Jones, obviously, Xavier Howard, foundational players to your program, they are missing, a lot of games. And again, that's how you determine the character of a coach. And we'll see how that works out. Hopefully, I'm praying he responds. But now is the time to really, again, not when it's 3-0, but now is when coaches, they prove their worth, bro. So we see the great ones do it. We see the better coaches in the league do it. We see Kyle Shanahan do it. We see Bill Belichick do it. You know what I mean? We see now we will get a better assessment on who he is as a coach.
Somebody said, but Flores' offense was mediocre. What y'all have to understand is with the exception of the fourth quarter in Baltimore, this offense has been horrible. This offense hasn't produced anything.
Yeah.
Outside of the fourth quarter of Baltimore, this offense is bad. Y'all, have y'all not recognized that? Go look at how many points we're putting up a game. It's horrible. We can't, like I said, with the exception of Baltimore, it's like we can't crack 20 points. We can't crack 20 points offensively. Remember that now. Offensively. We're not talking about when we got, when we get sack fumbles for touchdowns and all of that. But you go look at this offense. We can't produce points. So to this notion, matter of fact, truth be told, Flores' offense at times looked like it produced more points.
Well,
look at the New England game, the first game. Flores' offense produced more points than the New England game. And look at how we were without that fourth quarter in Baltimore. We couldn't get no points into the fourth quarter.
Color posted in the chat 21.6 points a game. 21.
Pure offense, 21.6. It's crazy. Like y'all got this wrong perception. This is why that one quarter in Baltimore is skewing a lot of y'all perception of this team overall.
Now, again, so we're clear. It's not time to hit the panic button. It's so much more football to be played. What's up?
No, just real quick because they're confused. They're saying 21.6 cracks 20. Like we said, take away the fourth quarter in Baltimore. How many points did we score in the fourth quarter in Baltimore, bro?
46?
No, fourth quarter. The fourth quarter. Do y'all remember how
well,
many points we scored in that fourth quarter?
I don't remember it in the fourth, but I know overall we scored 46 that game.
Hold
So
on.
you got to evaluate the complete game, not just one quarter.
No. What I'm saying is from a points per game perspective, taking away that, right? And what I'm trying to tell, we scored 28 in that game. Let me show y'all the math, okay?
In the
we
fourth quarter, right? In the fourth quarter, right? 28?
Exactly. Okay. We scored 28 in that fourth quarter. So if you divide the 28 by 5, the 5 games we played, I'm going to show y'all something. 28 divided by 5. That is 5.6 points. So take that 21 point, whatever, what did they say we are raw offense? 21.6. This is how skewed it is. If you take away the fourth quarter, we're averaging 16 points a game. That's the point we're making. So I understand y'all saying 21.6 ain't bad. It's not bad. It's average. It's like middle of the pack. But, well, no, it ain't middle of the pack. Like 23 is like middle of the pack, if I'm not mistaken. But take away one quarter of football, and we're averaging 16 points a game. That is horrible.
Whoa.
That is horrible.
Ooh, man.
So some of y'all that can't comprehend what I'm trying to say, so hopefully that helped you understand what I meant. 5 games in, we are averaging 16 points a game if we're not using that fourth quarter. Horrible. This offense ain't doing nothing. They had one game. One quarter got everybody thinking we got a high-powered offense. But I can't knock it. We scored the points, right? It happens in all different fashions and forms. But we can't sit here and be blindsided by a team that had 3 Pro Bowlers out on defense.
And see, that's why
1 or 2 All-Pros.
And that's why my message, either publicly or privately, that's why we need to wait and evaluate the complete body of work, because the casuals, right? And we all, to some degree, we try to avoid being labeled as one of those. I think, we all do. But the casuals are the one that cherry pick 1 or 2 games, 1 or 2 quarters, and they're quick and they ignore everything else.
Argument.
Everything else, right? They use that 1 quarter. Oh, the offense has arrived, right? That's the standard. They think that's the standard. And again, you can apply that same logic to Tua's numbers as well.
Yep.
That game, the facts are, again, that Tua, if you take away that fourth quarter, and we can't do that. Tua, no disrespect to Tua.
He earned it.
He earned it. But at the end of the day, when you're talking about evaluation, and this is the approach that the Dolphins are taking with Tua specifically, right?
Yeah, not just us. Y'all get mad at us, but the Dolphins, this is how they evaluate it.
Absolutely. So again, if the Dolphins are taking this approach, shouldn't we fall in line as well? So at the end of the day, let's wait, get a bigger sample size. Let's wait in terms of anointing him, anything franchise related, until the 17-game season is complete. Now we can alter our, as the season goes on, the evaluation changes from game by game. And again, we will see when all the intel is presented, right, and we assess it. Well, at that time, we can get a better determination whether he's the guy or not. Not after one goddamn quarter, bro. It's ridiculous. That's one of the most frustrating. That is so frustrating in our fan base when you hear these idiots get up on these panels, bro, and already anointing this man, franchise off 1 quarter. Yeah. I mean, bro, really? Who does that? And these are quote unquote they self-proclaimed respectable evaluators. On platform or off. That's why these casuals shouldn't have these goddamn platforms. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation to be had. So anyway, but we'll see. We'll see. Again, there's so much more football to be played. It's not time to hit the panic button on Mike McDaniel. But I think it's fair at this stage, at this time of the season, 5-game sample size, it's fair to start having these conversations, in my opinion.
And actually, I know a lot of people say, well, you shouldn't use 5 games because Tua didn't play the last one. Actually, if we remove the Skyler game just now, we actually go down to 15.8 points a game because we at least scored 17 with Skyler instead of the 16. So we actually go down in points. if we remove that.
Oh man.
Which is crazy.
Hey man, you know, we'll see. Hopefully things pick up. But again, if it was all about coaching, TD, that's what the narrative was spun about Flores. He was an idiot, didn't know how to coach offense, didn't know how to coach anything. He was absolutely atrocious as a coach. That's what the narrative was spun, right?
Yep.
So again, if it's all about coaching, Mike McDaniel shouldn't have any problem. He shouldn't have any issues. He shouldn't have any issues if it's all about coaching. So we'll see how it works out. Hopefully he gets it together. Hopefully he's able to, again, because you go down 0-3, adversity is tapping him on the shoulder right now. If we go down, we lose Sunday. Adversity is slapping him in the back, all upside the back of his head, bro.
I don't want to lose Sunday.
We lose Sunday, man. It is on and popping. You hear me? So again, I want to see that McGenius show up on Sunday. I want to see what the off-season hype and build up with this man, not for me, but a lot of these people in this community, right? The labels that they put on this man, the McGenius, he's going to fix this. He's this quote unquote guru. I don't know why they came up to that. They were so eager to anoint this man and come to that conclusion based when he hasn't been in charge of, he has never been in any stretch of his coaching career, never been a complete overseer of any unit, let alone team. Why these people were so quick to anoint him, I have no idea. But anyway, I'm going to still give him the benefit of the doubt, and we will see who Mike McDaniel is as a coach. Now's the time where we'll find out who he is. It ain't when you're 3-0. It's when you're 3 and you lose 2 in a row, or you lose 3 in a row, or you lose 4 in a row. That's when true character will be revealed.
Well, we're going to be good. I mean, we lose 3 in a row, we're going to go on a win streak because everybody going to be healthy after that. And then we got 3 bad teams, and we're going to go on a streak, and everybody going to be back up and live. So I think the adversity is going to come back around week 10 to see how this team really is.
And see, in that narrative, okay, we got weak teams. See, I don't want to hear these people. Because, see, the narrative with Flores is that, he beat up on weak teams. That's why we got off, we were able to win 8 straight or 7 straight, however many games. We played the worst teams in the National Football League. But, see, that won't be applied now when we get to that schedule, when we see the softer opponents. See, that won't be applied. That same energy and that same pressure won't be applied to Mike McDaniels. They'll credit him as, he's just a freaking genius, right? That won't be applied with him. See, again, the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy is ridiculous in this community, and it needs to stop. I'm doing everything in my power to expose these individuals and call these fools out every chance I get. I just don't have the time on my hands like I would like to really press a lot of these individuals in this community. But don't worry, things will slow down here soon, and I'll have.
Hey, I just need the 11 wins. I need playoffs. That's all. I'm gonna be honest. I don't care how we get there. That's the start. We need 11 wins. You know me, I said we need at least 2 rounds in the playoffs at a minimum. But at this point, again, how long is Armstead going to be available for us this year? Tyreek and Waddle playing banged up, and I've been feeling like some people just need a week of rest to get better. X ain't at his best. Byron, lingering issue. After the whole freaking summer, he still ain't ready. Tua, where if it ain't a concussion, it's a back, neck, ankle. If it ain't a back, neck, ankle, it's a concussion. It's a lot of stuff going on, and this team just get to 11.
I'm with you, TD. I don't care how we get there. I don't care what it looks like at the end of the day. It could be ugly, it could be pretty. I don't care. I want to be playing on wild card weekend this year. This is a big year for me personally. I've expressed this publicly and privately. It's a huge year for me as a Dolphin fan, bro. I'm sure everybody. But man, there are no excuses. There's none. There's none that you can apply and give anybody a crutch this year. I just don't see it. It's just not possible. And might be to some degree to Mike McDaniels, the defense. And it's not fair to say that he is the reason for it. But at the end of the day, you're the head coach. When things are going good, unfairly, you get too much credit, right? When things go good, and when things go bad, unfairly, you get credit for things when they're not going so good. So at the end of the day, if you look at the team, assess the team right now, the lack of offense, and now the defense is regressing too. So at
Yeah,
least
they
Flores
regressing
got
bad though. Ian.
well, the defense as well as special teams. At least Flores
Yeah.
got 2/3 of the team right. We never had special teams issues for the most to this degree.
In
that we're seeing
13
right now.
penalties, in 13 penalties, bro. Last week.
Absolutely. Consistently under Brian Flores, we were one of the most disciplined teams in the National Football League. What is going on here? Again, I think this is at this point, this is a fair conversation that needs to be had.
Yeah.
Not panic time, but it's fair.
Somebody said, "Wow, Flo never beat the Bills though. Flo never lost to the Jets." I mean, like y'all try to find things.
I know,
however
right?
you are.
I know,
like,
right?
like, come on, y'all try to find
right?
things every way you can. The man ain't lose to the Jets. Like that's more embarrassing to me. Like a Bills that ain't got their secondary. Yay, we won, but we lost to the Jets. And not to take credit, the Jets are a better team, but still, we're supposed to have been on the next level. They still a year or two behind the rebuild on us.
That's what we were told. So it's still time. I'm still encouraged. I'm still optimistic because I'm just praying as a team, bro. We all, again, the objective is to get to the postseason, and I'm still objective. I'm still, we have no choice but to give the team and Mike McDaniel the benefit of the doubt. But there's some things that are glaring out. If you're being objective, there are some things that are standing out that, that need to be talked about. That's all. So,
well, time always tells. We're 5 weeks in, so we got more time, more room for a bigger sample size. I know some people say it's only 5 weeks as far as the 16 points a game. It's too small of a sample size, but it's the sample size you got. This is indicative of what you're producing right now. 5 games in, 33% of the season almost gone. Well, let's say 30% of the season gone. You're producing 16 points a game, technically. That ain't going to get it done.
With Teron Armstead, with Tyreek Hill, with Connor Williams, with Chase Edmonds, CB, with Raheem Mostert, with, all of these players, Trent Sherfield, the River Craycrafts of the world.
Melvin Ingram, and he's playing great.
Melvin Ingrams of the world. This is what you're getting. This is a results-based business, period. And you have twice the talent that Brian Flores had at his disposal, and you seem to be worse. So we'll see, man. Listen, I don't want to play that. I don't want to be the doom and gloom guy. But, if we lose Sunday, TD, it's going to get real, and it should.
I don't think it's going to get – I don't know about getting real, but, because we want to win the game. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm more concerned about the secondary and who's going to play quarterback. Are they going to have a rhythm? I don't like Teddy getting thrown in on the spot. I don't think he's that type of guy. I think if he prepares, he can be a solid guy that can win you games, but not thrown in on the spot. And again, this defense going to have to change up something. And the problem is they ain't going to be able to run the defense without the 2 dogs on the outside.
Absolutely. That explains the lack of aggression this year compared to last, you know? And again, as a coach, you got to have contingencies built in. You have to. And what Boyer has been doing to this point, again, it has a defense regressing at this point. And again, you're going to have to come up with contingencies on top of contingencies. That's what the great coaches do. That's what they do. So again, Boyer, if you're that guy, okay, well, bro, you need to come up with something. Mike McDaniel, if you're that guy, you got to come up with something.
Yeah.
You got to come up with something. So we'll see. But TD, it's always a pleasure, homie. Salute to you, man. I'm gonna get up out of here, bro. And we'll touch base at some point tomorrow. And shout out to everybody in the chat that's always showing up to TD Foolish Talk and showing the homies some love and everything. So y'all be good, man. Until next time.
All right, appreciate you, man. Travis Kelce, unstoppable.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
All right, y'all, man. And we 2.5 hours in. I think that's a good stopping point for the night. I still got to get to the whole fire warrior, fire greer thing. We went off, man, talking about all kind of stuff. We're gonna keep I'm gonna bring y'all some more good content tomorrow, during the day. LOL TD kills, bro. No QB, no wins, Lord. But yeah, man. And we got a lot of other stuff to talk about, and we will talk about it. But I appreciate y'all coming through. Thank y'all for hitting that like button. We almost got 400 likes. This is TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Fins up no matter what. Peace. I am out.